Oh, that's a lot better. What's going on, everybody? I'm just going to do this quick intro outside because my coworker is on a conference call. I just want to let you know that there's going to be some more content similar to this coming out from SideQuest. I've been working on a lot of videos and a lot of content other than the comics, so that will come in the future. But what I really wanted to talk about is me and my brother have been putting together a podcast for the better part of 2 years. It's taken us a while to kind of get it off the ground because when we first started, we didn't even have a name. We just kind of just went with it and just started recording and talking and kind of let it develop organically. And with COVID-19 and everything that's been going on, it sort of reinvigorated us to, start putting more content together, get stuff out there, use YouTube and other avenues, and just doing the audio podcast. Amongst many of the horrible things that have been going on in the world, one of the things that's been happening is a lot of cancellation of events and concerts and comic shows and just different things that we've all kind of suffered, in our own personal way of cancellations. And one of the big events at the beginning of May that got canceled was Free Comic Book Day, and it's been a big part of me and SideQuest. If you've been following the comic, I've done a couple events throughout the years. And it's also been a big part of my brother, who's a fan of comics. And the weekend that would have been Free Comic Book Day, I was kind of bumming around, kind of depressed that that was kind of done for the year at least. And then I remembered that we did a show back in 2018 about our experience with Free Comic Book Day. I had a pretty funny story, and so did my brother, about that day and the event, and it started to bring a smile to my face, thinking about it. And then I figured if I was enjoying just remembering telling the story, that I figured everybody else would kind of enjoy it too. So here's just a quick taste of things to come with Scattercast, but also a funny look back at 2018's Free Comic Book Day from my brother Ray and my perspective. All right, stay safe, everybody.
But anyway, do you want to jump into Free Comic Book Day? Because I got a funny story about a kid.
Yeah.
So for everyone who doesn't know, Free Comic Book Day is the first Saturday of May. Every year, first Saturday of May. Big, medium size, whatever size comic book companies, Marvel, DC, are really big. Image, they'll do special books. It's mostly geared to get young people into reading comics, or just people in general to read. And there's there's a little bit of chasing kind of to it, like not the variants, but like there was like a Walking Dead one year and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of adult kind of comiciness to it, but it's mostly for kids.
My Free Comic Book Day was pretty like quick and dry. So
all right, do you want
to add?
All right, do you want to go first?
So I ran the mini, and I had my little bit of a foot problem, but like no big deal. Once I got through the finish, got my stuff and everything, it was pretty much fine. And then I had this kind of long walk back to the car.
Mm-hmm.
So I did something different this year than any other year that I've ran it. Is I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, you know what? Our parking spot for Colts games is actually east of where they start the mini. And I'm like, so there shouldn't be anything closed down in the area. So I'm like, I'm actually going to go down a little bit early and see if I can park where I usually do for the Colts games. And if I can, I know the starting line is just a couple blocks away. So no big deal. So I get down there, my freaking parking garage is open. I'm like, sweet. I go in, it's cheap. It's easy to get to. It's easy in and out access. I walk down to the start, no big deal, do the race, come back. It ended up being just a little bit more of a walk back because, when you're walking to the start line, you're not thinking because you got still a lot of time.
Yeah.
So you're not thinking oh, I just walked, 10 minutes or whatever. But when you're fucking sore and used up, it's a lot longer to get back to the, to the car. So I got back to the car, and I'm putting my stuff away, and I'm getting ready to leave, and all of a sudden, it dawned on me. I'm like, holy shit! Downtown Comics is literally I could spit from my car and hit it from that parking garage. I'm like, oh, I need to go in and see if White Knight #8's out yet. And I've been reading this book called Days of Hate, which is basically kind of like Bannon and the fucking Trump bullshit and
yeah, that's
everything
right.
else
It's
like that.
Image book, right?
Yes. So I've got issues 1 and 2. I have been
Mm.
waiting for 3 to come out, and like I went to the store, I didn't see it, I didn't ask, but I just like went to the store. I'm like, oh, 3's not out yet, whatever. No biggie. So I literally had like forgot that it was free comic book day, and I round the corner to go in because that's all I'm going in for. I'm just going in real quick to see if they had White Knight #8, which is the Batman arc that they're doing right now, and it's like an 8 of 8 miniseries.
Yeah.
And then I was gonna get issue 3 of Days of Hate if it had been out, and then just real quickly like scan and see if like any new shit popped out on me.
Mhm.
Well, as I round the corner, because like I said, like literally, like you walk out of the parking garage, you turn left. It's not even a block. It's like 25 feet, and then you hit the sidewalk, and then you turn left, and it's like boom. Downtown Comics is like right there. It's like it's
Nice.
basically almost shares the same
Yeah.
space as the parking garage. And so I round the corner, and I'm like, what the fuck? There's a goddamn DeLorean
Mhm.
parked out here.
Yeah.
And like had like the skate, like the hoverboard and
Oh, that's
everything. And
right.
I was like, that's just weird. Like, how? Like,
Yeah.
what are the chance? Like, still, like, it's not computing. I
Marty.
don't know if I was just tired from the race or what. But
Yeah,
I'm
you just like staring.
that's like so ironic that there's a fucking DeLorean parked,
You do like the
like right here
the
at
dog cock your head, huh?
yeah. And then I get like a couple more feet closer, and like there's like the Ghostbusters are
Mhm.
there, and they're like like really good cosplay
Yeah.
of the Ghostbusters, and I was like, what in the fucking world is going on? And all of a sudden I was like, it's free comic
It's free
book day.
comic day.
So like I
Yes,
walk in,
score.
and there's like 14 people in there,
Mhm.
and the guy's like, go ahead, and we're just gonna have you wrap around the corner here. He's like, you can take a look at stuff as you go around, and then he's like, take one of each. Um, just be mindful that there's gonna be a lot of people coming in and out through the day. Don't take more than you're gonna read. And so like I picked up a couple like little maybe beginner comics for Alex.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this looks kind of goofy or whatever. And then I got like some cool shit for me
Yeah.
and stuff. And then I went and they didn't have White Knight, but they had freaking Days of Hate #4.
Mm.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, so 3 has come out.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a copy of it. And so, like a fucking nerd, like I'm standing in like this like short line on free comic book day. And so Downtown Comics has like 4 locations in the indie area. There's downtown, and then there's like Greenfield and like Castleton. Castleton is where I go. Castleton's where me and you went before the concert.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, you went to that Downtown Comics.
Yep.
So not even thinking like that's like the suburby location.
Uh-huh.
So there's a reason why there was like lighter traffic at the downtown location, because like most people that are going to drive to comic book day probably aren't going to drive to downtown Indy on the Circle to go to that store. They usually like their main clientele are the people that are like coming and going during the business week. They're not getting like a shit ton of people coming on the weekends. It's not the way it works. Not with other locations that are up by malls and stuff like that. So I walk up to the counter, and because I was planning on going to Free Comic Book Day. I was going to go to my Castleton store. Just for whatever reason, completely slipped my mind that was the day. So I get up there. I've got my big stack of comics. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. And I asked the guy, I'm like, hey, can you do me a favor and find out, like, does Castleton have Days of Hate #3, or like, can you guys order it? And the guy's like, oh man, like I don't do that. He's like, you're gonna have to ask like Ronnie or whatever over there. He's got the blue Downtown Comics shirt on. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like, I'll go ahead and pay for this, because regardless, you guys don't have the copy, so I'm not gonna pay for it to comes in. Pay for my comics, and I go talk to the guy. And I'm like, yeah, I got a quick question for you. I was like, is there any way you can call like the Castleton store and find out like if they've got Days of Hate #? Like, can you call the Castleton? And the guy looks at me like I've got lobsters calling out of my ears, and he goes, you realize that there's 3,000 people right now trying to get into that. There was literally a line 3,000 people deep. It stretched all the way, like, it's not gonna do anybody's frame of references around here, but it literally stretched from like the comic shop like all the way out through the mall parking lot to like the mall.
Oh
like
my
like a
god.
fucking half-mile long
Oh
to
jeez.
3/4 mile long fucking line. Like there
How
was
did you
no
get
shit.
in
That
so quickly? Was it just like you were like that, like when you go to a restaurant and you go to like, pay away and you get your food and like, oh, thankfully I went here. There's like 40
because
people
like I
now.
said, like my location that
Oh.
I just happened to be at was the downtown location.
Oh,
That
it was a different
suburban
store. Okay.
Castleton
Yeah.
location was like, because he's like, I can't call him right now and be
Yeah.
like, hey, dude, look and see if you have days of hate. Like he's like, he's gonna fucking kill me.
He's gonna kill me.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're right.
Oh shit. Okay, I see
I'm
what you
such a
mean.
fucking nerd.
Oh my
Yeah,
god. Yeah.
I heard it was insane. It was like people didn't even get comics that like waited there. I mean, it was
Yeah.
like that fucking insane.
And so a lot of artists and writers and stuff that I know will do events at local comic stores, to just kind of help, promote. It's not official, sanctioned events, but you just kind of do something cool, like go draw or sketch, you know what I mean? For
Right.
kids. Did it in 2013 at my local shop, but they're small, so I had to do it outside. I got like half sunburned because it was like half underneath the shade. But it was fun, and it was like I just sketched all day. And there's some people around town, because at the time I was working at the restaurant, that would come into the restaurant and would remember, hey, you're the guy that drew like Batman or something for my kid. That's awesome, and it was cool. And then every year since then, it was like I couldn't do it, and shit would kind of get in the way. Well, I had met one of the managers of Second and Charles a couple of years ago. We became friends, and out of the blue, she asked me at the beginning of winter, like in like December or something like that, or even before that, maybe at the end of summer, was like, if you ever want to do an event here, if you're launching a book, or if you want to do a free comic day, please come in. We'll do something. I was like, that's fantastic. So I had a bunch of posters. I was pretty much doing like a fire sale for SideQuest. I'm working on it again, doing some stuff, because this podcast will probably be out by that time. And kind of getting back in. I want to do one more year of the comic and kind of see where that goes. But we just printed I just printed off an issue 1 last year, like a big normal comic, because the SideQuest is like a 3-panel. Started as a 3-panel thing. It's kind of evolved over the years. So I was kind of getting in I switched up my banner. So I'm kind of, when I go to shows, I'm just Travis now, and SideQuest is as a part, because I've been in other books and just kind of not just doing SideQuests, and I wanted to just promote myself. So I got a new banner.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of getting rid of some of the extra SideQuest stuff and just keeping it to the book that I have. So I did posters. I brought some sketches in just to hand out, and I didn't want to do too much of like the free sketches. I would sketch. I gave one to the manager of Second and Julie, her son, because he was like, really, he loves the Iron Spider and stuff like that. So I was like, I drew him an Iron Spider and stuff like that. And he's a young kid, and it was like stuff like that. But I'm like, I don't want to just draw, because I'm like, the people who are going to be coming in aren't going to be, they're just going to be like, oh, cool, someone's going to give me something free. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't want to just spend free comic day with my head down. I want to like talk to people,
Right, yeah.
So we set up my booth, had posters, had stickers, was handing out. I had just a couple of the comic, the 3-panel, the long ones that I used to have. I'm like, I'm like, I can part with like 20 of these, you know what I mean? Because I usually sell them. And I had Aileen, which failed, my little all ages book, because I'm like, I need something for kids, because SideQuest is adult, you know what I mean? It's not crazy.
Yeah, there ain't no kid about that.
Yeah, especially the first year, we were just like really brazen with what we would say. I mean, our first comic is an abortion joke, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like,
right.
a thinly veiled abortion joke. And so it was good having stuff for the kids. And then I brought my 4 sketch covers that I've done to sell those. And I brought Unlawful Good, because I have 2 copies of that left. And I brought the main SideQuest book that I have. Which, if anybody wants to read it, you can go to sidequestcomic.com and check it out. But anyway,
Boom.
And so that was like my main focus. I'm going to sell these 2 books and these few sketch covers I've done that are like framed and all that. And then everything else is free. Met a couple really cool people, like some young guys, some older people that were just like, oh, this is what you do. And I kind of describe them what I did and kind of talk about the comic. Sold 2 issues, which is awesome, because like these people, like, this isn't a comic shop. Like Second and Charles is forever, like they have everything there.
Yes,
we've totally talked about this story before. So they had their own
probably
little
comics is like
the least
of what you're gonna go there for.
Exactly. So I was just like a surprise. Like there's some dude fucking here, giving out shit. So there was a couple people, and there was a young guy that was just like, his side quest, for anybody who doesn't know, it's like a slice of life kind of nostalgia comic. It's about video games, pop culture stuff, but it's not like in the moment. It's like kind of how pop culture affects everybody. You know what I mean? Like a group of friends. So like the first issue is 1 year in their life, kind of leading, and something happens at the end. They kind of keep it going. And so this kid was like telling me about his. He's like, yeah, I draw. My friends are always want me to get it. And I just told him, I was like, listen, look me up online, find me, I'll help you with advice. You know what I mean? If you have any questions, let me know. You know what I mean? Starting, and he was like, dude, thank you. You know what I mean? He was like really touched that like some, comic artist was just like, yeah, I'll help you. Yeah, you want some advice, or you want some help? Yeah, I'll totally help you out. Anybody, I'll help you out. So I met a couple people like that. But we were set up from 10 to 2. At noon, Julie loved my Thanos cover that I had. And she's like, I want this cover, but I'll wait. I'll let you sell it to somebody else. But if it doesn't sell, I'll buy it. And I was like, just buy it. And I'm like, that's fine. And I'm like, don't worry about it. If you want it, you can have it. You know what I mean? I'll sell it to you. So she bought it, and then she got a commission as well from me for her son to do an Iron Spider, which I've been working on. And so I was like, sweet, that's awesome. That's like, some money. I didn't expect to get that. You know what I mean? I expected to maybe sell a couple books, but not like, a decent chunk of change. And so she's like, she didn't have to do this, but she's like, I'll leave it on the table though, so people can see it. And I was like, okay, that's very nice. Well, you can take it, but if you want to, that's fine. So literally, not exaggerating, less than 5 minutes later, very nice younger lady with her child comes in, and girl's probably like 6, 7 years old, and the mom's talking, and she had 2 boys that just scattered. You know what I mean? They're just like, fuck this shit. I'm gonna go play like video games and stuff. So they run around. Now I'm sketching on a little notepad. I think one of the notepads that you bought me. This little sketchbook, and I bring it to shows and stuff like that just to kind of warm up and loosen up. Or if I have ideas, I'll sketch it just in there so it's all together in one spot. So I was sketching some Iron Spider, poses and stuff for the cover for her son, for Julie's son. And we're talking to this lady, and Julie, when I bought the covers, she had brought some in for me. She was really nice and brought some in because they go to shows a lot. So for her kid to kind of get covers, and she's like, I brought some of these in for you, but I see that you don't need them. But just as a thank you for everything you're doing, you can pick one out. So I was like, sweet, thank you. So I picked out a Black Panther one. Black Panther is super hot right now, and I don't think I have a Black Panther cover. So when we go to comic shows, people who know what sketch covers are know that there's a comic inside. That's not just a picture. Because the sketch covers have the masthead of the comic, the barcode, and the number, and stuff like that, and it's completely blank.
I just got one today.
Yeah, and then so once you draw on it, it's like, oh, they know it. Well, people who don't go to shows are like completely confused. They'll think it's like, oh, that's a brand new comic. It's like, oh no, I drew that, but thank you for thinking that I'm good enough to work for Marvel, and because some guy thought it took me a minute to explain it to him. So this lady's looking at all my stuff. She's like, oh, I love it. Thank you. And I was like, thank you. And she's going to explain it. Well, she goes, what are these? And he's like, oh, those are sketch covers. Here, let me show you. She grabs my Black Panther cover, takes it out of the plastic, starts showing her. This is where he draws, and this is on the inside. And I have my head down. All of a sudden, I hear a popping sound, and instantly the sound of a girl crying, like blood-curdling tears, crying, like bawling. And I just look up, and I'm just like, what's wrong? And the mom starts scrambling, and then Dana looks down. It was like being in a movie where someone gets fucking shot, and everybody's like rubbing their belly, trying to figure out who got shot. I look, there is blue shit all fucking over everything.
Oh, no.
It is on me. It is on everything. And this girl is screaming, crying. And she goes, the mom's like, what? Oh my God, what happened? She goes, I was just trying to make a bubble. She had one of those water toy things. I don't know if it was like the one where it's like the infinity thing where you can't hold it and it keeps like warming out.
Shit, yes.
Something like that.
I'm only cracking up because like,
no, it's funny.
Got like a bunch of those he's playing with right now.
Yeah. So in the midst of everyone talking, This little girl thought this would be an awesome time to Hulk out and fucking squeeze this thing to make a really good bubble, and blew shit all over everywhere. I grabbed the frame stuff because I'm like, my comics are in plastic, Unlawful Goods in plastic. Everything else is free. I don't give a shit. I grab all the things and I start taking them apart immediately because I'm like, the frames have creases in them. You know what I mean? So I grab Julie's first, take it apart. It's bone dry. I think of the 4 covers, one of them got a little bit in the corner, but they were fine. So I just put all the comics. Julie came back over with some paper towel. I took the Black Panther sleeve off one of my comics, put hers in there. I'm like, she's paid decent money for this, and gave it to her. I'm like, just take this. She's like, are you sure? I'm like, please. We still have 2 hours. Who knows what the fuck's going to happen?
No shit.
And this lady's like, oh my God. She's like, I know it was an accident, but tell the man sorry. And the little girl, I went from like empathy of like, I don't worry about it, to like instant rage though for a brief second, because she goes, I am sorry, and then started crying again because her mom was gonna throw the thing away, and she goes, can I at least have the top? And I want to be like, no, you don't get any top of anything. You don't top of nothing.
You don't get nothing of that.
Blew up a fucking blue water thing all over all my shit, kid. Like, and I was just like, and she walked away, and I was told Dan, I'm like, that girl's never gonna forget me. Like, I'm gonna be a ghost in her memories, because her mom is gonna be, hey, remember we went to Second and Charles and you blew blue shit up all over that guy's artwork? Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah.
But thankfully, nothing got damaged. I didn't have anything, like, because if I had my 5x7s, because I do like these 5x7s on paper, I have a bunch that were from Inktober that are just loose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this water was fucking everywhere. Thankfully, it's for kids, so thankfully it dried clear, didn't stain anything, because I mean it was fucking went everywhere. But I was
Did
like,
it fuck up that Black Panther one?
Oh, Black Panther's fucked. I'm still gonna try to.
Shit!
I'm still gonna try to draw on it, but there's blue shit all over it because it stained that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, awesome, thanks.
It's the Blue Panther.
Yeah, it's Blue Panther. Yeah, it's big.
It's Black Panther's new alter ego.
It's Blue Panther. The Blue Panther. Hey kids, it's just like Black Panther. He's from Wakando, and
it's like what grandma would get you.
Yeah.
So, like, I want the Black Panther. Well, I got you the Blue Panther. Deal with it.
Yeah, you got Blue Panther, Wakando forever, and
oh shit.
Yeah, so I couldn't believe it. I was like, now my own friends have brought their kids, and one of my buddies' kid decided to eat a cookie all over my shit one day at the last show. Like, just
because they're fucking. They have like no concept of anything
of space. They have
no fucks given.
Yeah.
Of anything.
I had a girl steal something off my table once. She literally left her parents, ran back, grabbed a sticker, and took off running. And I was just like, do I tackle her? What do I do?
Yeah.
Like, and then my friend goes, did she just take that? I go, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna, like, it's like I was just like too shocked by it that she left her family to go steal something. But if it was an older kid, I would have been like, dude, what the fuck? It was like a little girl. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But I could not believe it. Can I have the top of
That's
it?
crazy.
No, I have the top of it now. It's my top.
It's mine.
It's my top of your toy, because you blew shit up all over my table. And like, I was just, and part of me was just like, why was she allowed to bring this in here?
Oh shit.
Like, did you not notice she had this with her? There's never once in our lives did we ever bring toys into other stores. You know what I mean? It'd be like,
I don't do that with Alex.
Yeah, leave that shit.
I'm always like, your toys stay here.
Yeah.
But he's always like, I don't want the other kids to get my stuff. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You don't want other, because they're all out there ready to steal from
They're ready to steal. There's a bunch of transient children that want your toys.
Oh, that's awesome. Fuck, Dill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my free comic day.
It's the same thing we talked about a minute ago. It's just, oblivious to what's going on.
Yeah.
It's not bothering anybody. She really likes it.
Yeah, and she wanted to make a bubble. And I go, you did. You made a bubble.
Total fucking kid thing to do, though.
Yeah, you made a bubble. And you blew water.
Worst opportunity.
Yeah. Hey, where's all that expensive art? This hand-drawn art.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go blow my toy up all over it. And it was just like, and like when a kid, like, I'm not mad. I think it's funny. I was only mad about her wanting the top of it just because it was like, you have no grasp of what you did.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. But I was just like, I felt bad for her because, I mean, she was crying. I was instantly just like, it's okay. It's fine. Like, and it's like the artist in me, like, my stuff's not that good anyway. You should just throw it all away. Your life coming in here and telling me not to do this. I didn't know you'd be disguised as a little girl with a fucking water toy.
No way. Lover can have as many tops as he wants.
Yeah, and I guess still it was just like so. It was such a movie experience of just like popping noise, instant crying, and water everywhere, and us trying to clean it up, and piece together
Like,
what the fuck
piece
happened.
together what the fuck just
He
happened.
shot Marvin in the face. Like, yeah, it was like, shot Marvin in the face all over
Yeah,
my
no
table.
shit. You really believe that God
Yeah.
stepped down and like, holy shit.
Oh, dude, real quick. Yeah, he got stuff with bullets. Real quick, we went axe throwing that night. That is the fucking shit.
Dude, we were fucking dying at work. I was like, only in Michigan would there be like a fucking bar
Yeah.
where you can throw
Did you see that
axes.
video of me doing it? Did you see me doing double axes?